Ah, that's where I left you. Yep, I know it's been ages. COVID's taken over, as you all are aware of. I've moved house, which you've probably seen in the previous videos, and more importantly for me, I've got a new job, so I've been busy with that. So, little bit of an update. The van and Felix are both in the garage at the moment. Felix will at some point go through the whole wiring loom and Haltech thing, but at the moment I'm trying to grow a set to actually pull the wiring loom out. So the van, had a few ideas, wasn't entirely sure, was thinking about engine conversions, wasn't really too sure. Like, do I keep it 998, do I take it back to original? Well, I really do like the look of the van, but I just think it needs some more power. So in true Italian job style, hang on a minute lads, I've got a great idea. Yep, the garage is looking a bit of a state at the moment. I really do need some indoor covers for both these cars. I've just got back from something with work, so I've got sleeping bags hanging to kind of aerate out because they stink. Collection of parts still for Felix, a few more bits and pieces. That's for the van, that'll be revealed at some other later episode. More bits and pieces that I'll get to you, but in the meantime, let's go and get something from outside. It's a new engine. So to give you a quick background on this one, this is a 1999 MPI engine with approximately 30,000 miles on the clock. However, it has been sat outside for about 2 months now. So plan today is to take it around the side and strip it down. So let's go and try and move it over there. No, I don't have another way of doing this. So yeah, an MPI engine, eh? Going into a 1980s van. This will really piss off the purists. So, as you can probably see from my intro, the internals aren't going to stay that way. Well, standard, that's for sure. So I'm going to strip this thing down. My weapons of choice for today are a Halford's toolkit, a big long screwdriver, a marker pen for getting some of these brilliant containers. If you're ever going to strip an engine, these are brilliant. Remember to label them immediately after. A nugger dugger, a Guessworks puller, and if you haven't got one of these and you're working on engines, I would definitely go and recommend buying one as soon as possible. These things are absolutely brilliant. A long bit of leverage as well. A couple of ratchets which should actually go in there. For the kids, tidy up your tools. Rubber hammer and some more sorted sockets and an adapter. A lot of you are going to start cringing, I know, because I'm going to use the Ugga Duggers to remove a lot of the bolts, but the majority of these things aren't actually going to be used again. Stuff like the water pump's going to go for a start. The gearbox is going to go off to John at Guessworks. Cylinder head will go off to Alex at the car kitchen, and the block, well, I'm still undecided who's going to do the machining for that, but I've got plans. So let's give it a go. I'm working on 1253 at the moment, so let's see how quickly I can strip this thing down. Let's give it a go. I just want to point out whilst I'm doing this, because it took a while to go on, there are two different types of clutch on these. You can get an AP or you can get these Velia ones. regardless of which one it is, make sure these bolts are all the way home. As you probably saw with me, I'm using an Allen key just to make sure these are doubly tight. I can't stress how easy it is to strip these. I'm using an old big end bearing to lock the flywheel out. It's proven. John at Guess Works many times has told me this is one of the best methods to do it. I've been doing it for years, and I know that's not the be all end all, but it does work. So if you've got an old big end bearing, use one, or crank bearing, still use them. Absolutely brilliant. So with this, it's all set up now. Just got to tighten it off. The adapter's in the middle, and then it's just a case of leaving the crap out of it and hoping it comes off easily. So let's give it a go. Just like that. One times MPI clutch. We're doing alright. It's 1:15. Cylinder head's off. It's not too bad actually, as I said. Probably slightly a bit rich, but I've seen worse on an MPI. Lots and lots of carbon on here. So methinks potential the head gasket may have gone at some point, because that's a BK 450. If ever I've seen one. So yeah, looks like it's had a head gasket go at some point, and they've not really cleaned much of the cylinders up, but it doesn't really matter because those are going to go out anyway. The hatchings are still there, so yeah, not a bad engine, but I don't know really why I'm bothering seeing the health of it, because it's going to have totally new internals. But anyway, let's crack on. I'm going to leave it there for a second, as much as I want to beat a record, but it's 1:20 at the moment. I'm pretty sure this is full of oil. So I'm going to get this chocked up, drain the oil, let's see where we go from there. Yep, I wasn't wrong. There's definitely oil in it, although it's about to go over. I ran out of SD card space, so that's 1426. Gearbox is as far stripped as I want it to be. That'll go off to John at Guessworks. Nothing untoward in there. Engine's fully stripped now. The crank is in really good condition. There's no markings on it at all. There's no pitting. There's no scratching at all. The camshaft's pretty much scrap. I'm not going to use it again, so that's a goodbye. But in terms of the bearings, there's nothing untoward on any of these. Probably a little bit of a high point there next to where the focus, where the oil goes through. But there's nothing, as I said, untoward on any of these. The pistons, yeah, coked over, but in general, not bad. Definitely a low mileage engine. So there we go. I've spilt oil over my patio, but a load of boxes that are going to be marked up, and yeah, off to engineering, and hopefully a few more bits and pieces on their way pretty soon.